Hello and welcome to the What's New in the S2M Center version 10 video series. In this video, we're going to be going over the general features that have been added to the S2M Center. When setting up your machine set in the machine catalog, you can also define the workflow for that machine set. Just place your machines in the set in the order in which you would like them processed. When used with the other new workflow functions, this can help increase the understanding of where a part is in production, as well as where it still needs to go. Starting with the S2M Center version 10, we now have greater control over our pattern and part printouts. What I mean by this is if I optimize this job, then click on the print button, the sheet or sheets that are printed out are now editable. Let's go back to our part list. Now we can open the application menu and click on the preferences button. From here we can click on the reports tab so that we can see several new properties. The part report is the report that will be printed when we print from the part view. The saw report is the report that will be printed from the pattern view when a saw is being used. And finally, the nest report is the report that will be printed from the pattern view when a nested base router is being used. Let me cancel this and re-optimize my job. If I now go to reports, then click setup reports, you'll see that we have several new reports in our list. If I sort by the tag, you can see that I have nest 01 through nest 08, part 01 through part 04, or saw 001 through saw 006. These are the actual reports that populate the drop-downs that we saw earlier in the application menu's preferences. Since they are just reports like everything else, we can edit them to suit our needs. We can click copy, give them a name that we want, and then go to properties and make sure that whatever report we want to populate into those boxes is set to the proper type. You can see here this is saw optimization, which will populate it into the saw reports list, but I can set it to nest optimization or part, putting it in those proper report areas, while default is the normal report. Starting with the S2M Center version 10, if you have a pattern or a part selected for a nested base router for a sheet or a part router for a part, you can click on the machining simulation button to bring up an advanced AlphaCam machining simulation of the part or pattern. When in the pattern view or the part view, as denoted here by the view mode, of the S2M Center in version 10, we can now use the measure tool to get on-screen measurements of our parts. This tool functions identically as it does in Cabinet Vision. The S2M Center version 10 adds some new features to the Offcut Manager window. The first new feature is a fairly simple one. It is the ability to resize the window to suit your needs. The next one is the ability to filter out offcuts or bins by selecting a field, clicking on the new filter button, and then specifying the criteria by which you'd like to filter. If you no longer want to filter anything, just click the new remove filter button, and all of your offcuts will be once again available to you. Next, we have the ability to show or hide columns by placing a check or removing the check in the appropriate column. And we also have the ability to select one of the columns and drag it in this list to reorder it in the window. Finally, we now have the ability to print our offcuts and our bins by just clicking on the new print button. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video on the new features of the S2M Center. If you'd like to learn more, please visit us at our website at www.screentomachine.com.